Hello and welcome everyone to another Comic Movie Marks video.
The DCEU has left us with some questions. Let's hope with Zack Snyder's Justice League, we get some answers.
That's right, top 5 questions we have that Zack Snyder's Justice League will answer, hopefully.
Oh, a man can dream though. A man can dream.
So we will be speculating and talking about some rumors and talking about some of the answers that Zack Snyder has given us on some of these things, kind of maybe spoilers ahead if you consider rumors and speculation spoilers. So just to let you know, we're going to talk about these things and maybe we could be right.
You are about to enter another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind, a journey into a wondrous land of imagination. Next stop,
the Snyder person.
So to kick it off, do you remember the funeral scene at the end of BVS? There's the coffin and then the dirt rises. What's up with that?
Probably my biggest question coming out of BVS was why was the dirt rising off the coffin? It felt like a little bit of a cop-out. I was like, oh, come on, you can't even let him be dead within the movie yet. But then over time, maybe the dirt is something more, much more, which is an answer that Snyder gave someone when they were asking about the dirt. Could it be something else other than simply him coming back to life?
Have really wondered, what did that mean? Was that Superman causing the dirt to rise? Was that someone else? Was that Steppenwolf? Was that Darkseid? What was that? What does that mean? Hopefully we will get that answered directly.
Oh my God!
The Codex was a big part of Man of Steel, and it was essential to Kal-El's story arc. Something that I was really hoping that the TV show Krypton would delve into a little bit more was the Codex, and I'm hoping that we get to see really how important the Codex is to Superman and to Krypton.
Is it just going to be lost in these future movies? Does the Codex matter anymore? And there's a lot of rumors going around. How does the Codex come into play in Zack Snyder's Justice League? Is it something important to his resurrection?
Doctors say he's got a 50-50 chance of living, though there's only a 10% chance of that.
3.
This one is really more for the casual fan. How much better will Zack Snyder's Justice League be than the theatrical abomination we saw in 2017?
What a stupid question that is. What a stupid question.
There's still some people out there that think that this will not be any different than the theatrical cut, or it barely will be better, or could possibly be worse. There's no way in hell that you could tell me this Frankenstein balls of a movie is even remotely watchable. No matter how much you might dislike Snyder's movies, this is already going to be better than the theatrical cut because it's going to at least be cohesive. Henry Cavill will look normal, so I don't know how you can necessarily think that the theatrical cut will be any better than Zack Snyder's Justice League, but this is a question I think a lot of people would like to have answered. How much better would Zack Snyder's version have been over Joss Whedon's? And how bad did WB fuck this up?
Oh, okay.
For the sake of the naysayers and the doubters of Zack Snyder's Justice League, I really hope that this answers your question. That when you are finished watching this movie, that you will fully understand what was taken away from us a mere couple of years ago.
One more thing, Eugene, give me that. If I ever find one of these lying around again, I swear to fucking God, I will stop being so polite. Get the fuck out of my sight before I demolish you.
2.
In BVS, we got that lovely Robin egg, if you will, of Robin's suit. What does that mean? Will we get more information regarding Robin's death?
Recently, Snyder talked about this is one of his ideas for a prequel comic.
But we did talk about doing possibly I wanted to do a sort of a mini kind of comic book run on the death of Robin, right?
Yes.
And what happened with how Joker killed Robin and what it did to Batman and started him sort of down this darker road that ended, kind of culminated with the arrival of Superman, you know?
Will he try to incorporate it somehow in the movie? Since he got to do some reshoots with Jared Leto, could he somehow incorporate this concept into like a flashback when Batman and Joker meet face to face for the first time in the DCEU?
Batman.
He said it! He said it!
That is something that I'm looking forward to. I hope we get some ideas as exactly what happened, because in Suicide Squad, where it said Harley Quinn was responsible, we all know now, thanks to David Ayer, that was a forced rewrite. That doesn't make sense inside the chronological timeline, that Harley Quinn would be even remotely part of Robin's death. So we know that was a rewrite, and that's WB interfering into something they shouldn't have.
There's a Robin Easter egg in Justice League. I mean, to me, the way you do a Robin story in the Justice League universe is, and like who Robin was to him, and we get to experience what was the circumstances for the Joker and Robin coming together.
And it's not the Jason Todd one. You clarified that it was the Dick Grayson version in your version of this story.
Dick Grayson to me is much more.
That would.
Personal,
that would hit Bruce way more. Yeah.
Way harder. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it was all. That's what that was all about to me.
And that's right. It's Dick Grayson is going to be the dead Robin.
I would love to see Dick Grayson mentioned by name. If we have some type of flashback scene, something along those lines, or even Alfred referencing Master Grayson. I think that would be really cool and a great way to clear up the rumors about Robin's death. But this would be great for people who aren't so knowledgeable about Zack Snyder's Justice League to really mention it by name, and it would be a nice little Robin egg. This may be one of the biggest questions, the Nightmare timeline.
This could be in multiple layers here. One, for the casual fan, this was one of the most difficult things for them to understand from Batman vs. Superman. A lot of people were confused about Flash and what was even going on. Why is there evil Superman? Why did he just torch the shit out of those two guys? And why did he kill Batman? A lot of questions happened. People kind of should have figured that Justice League was going to answer some of those things, but a lot of people got impatient about it, and that's kind of how we got in this spot in the first place. That being said, the Nightmare timeline opens up a whole new world when it comes to Zack Snyder's Justice League. In a recent IGN interview, Snyder did talk more about the Nightmare sequence, that it may not be a huge part of Zack Snyder's Justice League, but it will definitely be a huge part of a sequel.
Post-apocalyptic world that I'm a huge fan of, and really the idea was that as the movies progressed, the next movie, if there ever was one, and doesn't seem like there ever will be, but if there was, it would exist primarily in that world with them trying to set it right.
I can't wait. And honestly, I'm really intrigued that that was your original setting for Justice League too. As you said earlier.
Yeah.
Whole Nightmare movie.
Yeah, Nightmare movie.
So there was no plan for this to be like a cliffhanger ending then that picked up in a later film? Was it designed? Or
No,
was
it was.
there?
It is a cliffhanger.
Zach!
The movie ends in a massive cliffhanger. Yeah.
These fucking assholes. These fucking assholes!
Kind of makes you wonder what things he was able to add back into this movie to kind of fulfill that vision he had for that 5-movie arc. Will we see the scary idea?
Let's go.
The Nightmare timeline, I think, is probably the most interesting concept when it comes to Zack Snyder's Justice League. This peek into the possible future if events continue the way they're going. I find that to be the most fascinating concept, and I hope we see a lot more. And now that Jared Leto's Joker is being introduced into it as well, it adds that whole new layer of villains and heroes working together against a bigger foe.
Exactly. The Nightmare timeline has a whole slew of information that it could really present to us being the hardcore Zack Snyder fans and even the casual fans. This could hopefully answer some of the questions they had on what the hell am I watching in BVS. It also can either open the door for future movies, or it could close the chapter forever. There has also been some speculation in terms of, do we see the Nightmare scene unfold in real life, or is it more of just further premonitions? Hopefully those questions will be answered.
the Nightmare timeline offers us perspective, and whether or not Zack Snyder's Justice League will be a cul-de-sac, a road that leads to nowhere, or could it just expand the multiverse beyond anything a DC fan can imagine? Only time will tell.
This is Bob. Bob is doing well. Very well indeed. That's because not long ago, with just a quick phone call, Bob realized that he could have something better in his life. And what did he get? Why, a big boost of confidence, a little more self-esteem, and a very happy missus at home.
All right, that'll wrap up our top 5 questions. Hopefully we get all the answers we've ever wanted to these particular questions.
With 4 hours, I really hope so. As always, be sure to follow us on social media. We are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We are somewhat on Vero, but we've been a little bit more active on YouTube. That's right, on the YouTube community page, we have been active on there. Please be sure to check us out, leave us a follow. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you enjoy this video and click the bell for the notifications so you are notified when beautiful videos drop like this one. We do also have a Patreon and a YouTube membership if you want to join and support us there. And we have a lovely website with awesome merch that's just flying off the shelves.
In case I don't see you.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.